I do believe that the approach, the policy, the UK policy with regard to hostages and political prisoners has to change. Because saying that we do not engage does not work anymore. It is not acceptable in the civilized world of the 21st century. It is not acceptable in a democratic country because whether governments engage or not, the number of hostages and political prisoners around the world is on the rise. And imagine what kind of a signal, what kind of a message the UK government sends to its citizens that if you end up in a situation like this, sorry, but you're on your own because we do not engage. This is not acceptable anymore. And I believe that a more consistent, a more responsible approach is needed today. And if dictators can pull their efforts together and adopt each other's practices and prop each other's regimes, democracies should also work together to find proactive ways to address the rising crisis of hostages. There should be some instruments used together by the global democratic community to prevent dictators around the world from taking more hostages and to engage in such malign practices. And I don't believe that the citizenship, I'm sorry, James, but I don't believe that the citizenship should be the deciding thing in this.
No.
Because it is morally right to stand with those who are being oppressed for the same values this country is built on. Any democratic democracy is built on the respect for human rights and the absolute value of human life. And so it is, I believe, the duty, the responsibility of the global democratic community to stand with those people who are being oppressed in their own countries for fighting for the same values, for the same rights that are guaranteed to the citizens of those democratic countries. I hope, for what I hope to achieve in today's meeting, I see the willingness of the Foreign Secretary to meet with me. I mean, it's been 2 years.
Sure.
And the UK has gone through a number of foreign secretaries in that time. You have very entertaining politics, and I have to say that I'm very envious. We've had the same decrepit murderer in power for a quarter of a century. You go through 3 or 4 foreign secretaries. I'll stop counting at some point.
At least.
Yes, in 2 years. And that is entertaining, at least.
But it's not ideal for someone in your situation, is it? Because you need relationships to be built up in order for interventions to be made.
But first of all, we need political will.